Okay, so this is the third video that we're going to look at to do with expressions. And we're looking at simplifying expressions. Okay, and very importantly with this, we're mainly going to look at addition and subtraction. And we're going to look at what happens when we've got those. Okay, now we can start off with really straightforward things. Okay, so starting off with things like this. So just things like A plus A plus A. Well, I've got 1, 2, 3. So altogether, I've just got 3A. Okay, it's very straightforward, very simple. Then I might get onto something like this, where we've got a couple of different things involved. We've got B's and we've got C's. Okay, so if you imagine, if you watch the second video, I talked a lot about apples and pears and things like that. I might have gone to the shop and I've bought some bananas and I've bought some cheese. Okay, so I've bought 4 bananas and 2 cheeses. Okay, so instead of writing that out, what I can write instead is 4B plus 2C. Okay, and it's still that expression form. It's still just written. I don't need that times sign in there, and I just leave it like this. Now, where it gets slightly more complicated is something like this one, okay? Because with this one, they're not all written together. Now, what I much prefer to do is I like to take them and write them together. So I've got these 3 here are the same, so I'm going to write D plus D plus D. And then I've also got this one and this one, so plus E plus E. And now it suddenly looks a lot more like the one above, and I think is a lot easier to work with. So I've gone into the shop, I've bought 3 donuts and 2 eggs. Okay, so again, I can just write that then as 3D plus my 2E. Okay, and that's what I've actually got. And that is what I'm doing. So I can have ones that are nice and straightforward, that are just all the same letter, easy to simplify. 2 letters, actually, it doesn't make that much more of a difference. If you know what you're doing, it's all right. And then what I would say is when it starts to get a bit muddled up, actually stop, write them out so that they are in order and look more like this, and it's a lot easier to do, and it means you don't make any mistakes. So these are all nice addition ones. Okay, we can have some that have subtractions. Okay, so something like this, 7G take away G. Now, if you ever see a letter on its own with no number, it's got an imaginary 1 there. Okay, so what I'm doing is 7G take away 1G. Okay, so I'm trying to think what begins with G right now. Imagine I'm in a zoo and I've got 7 giraffes, and actually we sold one of the giraffes, so now I've only got 6 giraffes left. Okay, equally, if I've got something like 9C take away 6C, so I started with my my 9 chimpanzees, and we gave away 6 of them. We thought actually 6 of them are going to go somewhere else. I've now only got 3 chimpanzees left. Okay, now where it gets a step more complicated is when we get something like this. Okay, when we get something where it's all muddled up and it's not just one letter, and the letters have a few numbers attached to them. But if we take what we've done in the first 2 things, so what we've done here, if we take this, especially this idea at the end, we've got a bit of a subtraction in there, we know how to do that, we will be able to master something like this. So the first thing I would do, as I say, I will write these together. Now, it's really important when you write them together, or you draw a box around them, whatever it is to make it obvious, you include that sign. Okay, the sign that is beside it, you need to include it. Because what I've actually got here is 4D take away 2D. Okay, then I've also got, on my other bit, so I'll do this one in red, box around here, I've got plus 3E plus 6E. Okay, so then it's just about actually working that out and simplifying it. So 4D take away 2D, so taking these as one thing. I've got 4 donuts, I've eaten 2 of them, bit hungry over lockdown. So 4D take away 2D. There's only 2 donuts left. Okay, and then this actually sounds like my fridge yesterday. I had 3 eggs when I went out to Tesco. I bought another 6. And now I've got 9 eggs, okay, and I've got plus 9. And that would be my answer for that one. Okay, so let's have a look at another one like that. Just trying to clear one of these boards. So, similar one. Again, this time, I'll go for X's and Y's. So we've got 3x plus 7y plus 2y minus 2x minus 4y. Okay, something like this. So again, the first thing I do, I'm going to group my terms together. So I've got my 3x and my minus 2x. So I'm going to write that out. So I've got 3x minus 2x. Okay, I keep those bits together. Now, this time, I've got 3 terms that involve y. Doesn't matter. So I've got plus 7y, plus 2y, and I've got minus 4y. So I write those together. So plus 7y, plus 2y, minus 4y. And then it is just about actually trying to simplify that and work it out. So if I've got 3x and I take away 2x, okay, I'm going to be left with x, or you might prefer to write 1x. Both are absolutely fine, okay? I don't mind which one you write, whichever one makes most sense to you. Then I've got this one. So I've got 7y plus 2y minus 4y. So if I take it in stages, 7 plus 2, so I've got 9y, and then I'm going to take away 4y. So what I'm left with is 5y. Now that 5y is positive, so I'm just left with this. So 1x plus 5y, or as I said, you might like to write x plus 5y. Okay. Now just looking at one that is what kind of came up in your My Maths, you had something, or it might just be a different example, where we've got a triangle and we start to talk about perimeter. Okay, so I've got my 3 sides and they're all involving a little bit of algebra. Okay, and perimeter, we know, is just round the outside. Okay, so I'm going to just add up all 3 sides together. So I've got 2x plus 8y plus 3y plus 5w plus 6x minus 7w. Okay, and what I've got to do is I've got to just group them together. So I've got my 2x and I've got, drawn it in the wrong place, my plus 6x. So I'm going to write that out. So I've got 2x plus 6x. I've got 8y. And I'm adding 3y. And then I've got my 5w. And this time I'm taking away 7w. So when I work out my perimeter, I work out the 3 things. 2x plus 6x, well, that's going to give me 8x. 8y plus 3y is going to give me 11y. And then I've got 5w take away 7w. Well, if I'm on 5 and I take away 7, I actually end up on minus 2w. Okay, and that is what I end up with. So hopefully that might help if you've had a look at the My Maths tasks. Hopefully that helps with breaking it down. I really do recommend you use colours. Honestly, I'm so glad that I've got these pens in front of me right now because it's made it a lot easier to go through that. So use different colours, try and work it out, and just keep up the good work. Bye.